Welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders are facing off against the Crimson Tide of Everett from Trum Field. As we are about to get underway, it's Kevin Clark on the mound for the Highlanders. Leading off for the Crimson Tide is going to be Omar Marshall. He is their right fielder. First pitch from Clark up high for ball one. Highlanders coming off a big victory over Malden, 11-1 victory over Malden. Swing and a miss from Marshall. As Clark put that fastball right in there. Kevin Clark, of course, that heavy fastball that he brings with great velocity, sometimes struggles with the control. Swing and a miss from Marshall. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Kevin Clark. And Marshall just barely got a piece of that one. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Highlanders 6-8 overall, 20-game season. They need to get to 10 wins in order to get to the playoffs. Cannot have more than 10 losses in order to get to the playoffs. 6 games remaining, need to get at least 4 victories out of those 6. Including today against Everett, is that one just outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Omar Marshall. He'll be followed by Alex Velasco and David Saya. Clark's 2-2 delivery is a high chopper. Clark off the mound, will field it, toss it to Bourne at first, and that is the first out of the game on the 1-3 putout. That'll bring up Alex Velasco. We'll look around the diamond really quickly at the Highlanders, as at first base is Ian Bourne, Brady Roach at second base, Colin Bourne at shortstop, Jared Antonelli over at third base. Behind the plate is Pete Lounsbury on the mound, Kevin Clark around the outfield, Torrin Cotter-White in left, Max Barish in center, Noah Brown in right, as the fastball is in there for a strike to Velasco. You see that velocity that Kevin Clark brings with that heater. Swung on, fouled back into the cage. 2 strikes now, no balls, 2 strikes now the count to Velasco.
Gotta get off the field. Gotta get off the field.
Timeout very quickly. Young child out onto the playing field for just a moment.
You gotta stay off the field. You gotta
and we will get right back to it soon. These two teams did meet back in April, as Everett was able to win at Everett by the score of 5-4. Ian Bourne, the tough luck loser in that contest for the Highlanders, as he was on the mound in that game. Highlanders have had some tough luck losses, 1-run losses throughout the season, as that fastball is fouled back into the screen. Count remains 0-2 to Velasco. That's another high chopper. Antonelli bare hands it, fires it to first. Bourne tried to come off the bag to make the play, ended up getting the glove into the face of Velasco as he was coming across the bag. So Velasco is down. Alex is going to take a second there. It's a sweep tag came down from Bourne, trying to get him before he got to the bag. Highlander trainer Michelle Kelly out to take a look. Velasco says he's fine. That's going to go as a base knock for Velasco. So an infield single leaves a runner at first, 1 away here in the top half of the first. That brings up David Saya, the left fielder for the Crimson Tide. When Bourne faced off against the Crimson Tide, he had 10 strikeouts, walked 2. We know Kevin Clark, very good with the strikeout. So he checks the runner Velasco at first. That curveball breaks in, but not enough. It just stays inside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Saya. One away here, top half of the first inning. Just underway. Beautiful day for baseball here at Trum. So the fastball's right over towards me. Got our camera and everything.
Yeah.
All right, cameraman Bill Trudell says he's all right. Hope our equipment's all right. Seems to be, it might be. Next time I'll bring a glove. I'll make a play on that ball. Fouled off, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Saya. As that one is fouled off. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Saya. Kind of hit that one off the end of the bat, it looks like, for Saya. Kind of rattled his elbow a little bit. Runner at first is Velasco. 1 away. Velasco is away. Lounsbury fires down. 1 hopper, and Velasco is in with the stolen base. Pitch was a called strike for strike 3. So Saya is erased. 2 away now. Runner at second is Velasco, and that brings up Santana. That pitch left up high, ball 1. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Nadevi Santana. Shortstop for the Crimson Tide. So they have a runner in scoring position, 2 away here. Kevin Clark trying to get out of this situation. So Velasco got on by an infield single. That pitch is in there for called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Santana. When Clark is on, he is bringing that fastball. He's completing his motion all the way through with good velocity and location. Looks like he's got that today, and Santana will hit that one back into the screen. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Gets a little dicey sometimes when Kevin's not really finishing his follow through. He will leave his fastball up high. But today he is looking really nice out there through the first 2 batters, or 3 batters, I should say. Fly ball out into center field. Max Barish settles underneath it and takes care of it. That will do it for the Crimson Tide. Highlanders coming to bat in the bottom half of the first. We are back for the bottom half of the first inning. Scoreless here at Trum Field as the Highlanders will bring up the top of the order. Kevin Clark, followed by Ian Bourne and Graham Ross. As Clark leading off. Bourne normally in the leadoff spot, moved to the number 2 spot. Hoping Clark can get on, maybe give some RBI opportunities to Bourne. Bourne, of course, one of the better hitters in the state. Hit for the cycle earlier this season, as that one is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Kevin Clark. Bourne coming off another excellent game. 2 strikes now to Clark. So the Highlanders would love the opportunity to get him up to bat with runners on. Clark, chopper to third, fielded by Santana, fired over to first. Gilbert has it, and that's a 5-3 put out to take Clark down. 1 away, and Ian Bourne will come to the plate. Bourne against Malden pitched 6 innings. Complete game, as the game only lasted 6 innings. Allowed 1 run, 10 strikeouts. He was also 3 for 4 at the plate. Bourne just barely tips that one back into the mitt of Velasco. Strike 1 to Bourne. That one's a number over towards third, going to be foul. Oh and 2 now the count to Ian Bourne. That pitch left outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Bourne. That's a hot shot up the middle, right under the glove of Vega into center field. Lara will field it there, but Bourne is on first. Highlanders have a runner on here in the bottom of the first with 1 away. That'll bring up Graham Ross. Mentioned the hot hitting of Ian Bourne. Ross also very hot at the plate. Hit his first ever home run against Malden. As that one is left outside for ball 1. Graham cranked a nice 360-footer against Malden for his first career home run. Swung on and missed as Turilli able to get that one past Ross. 1 ball, 1 strike on the mound for Everett is Matt Turilli. Turilli 0-2 on the season. Senior right-hander. Fires over to first. Head Bourne leaning just a little bit, but Bourne able to get back in time under the tag of Gilbert. 1 away. Here's a fire right back. Everett, of course, plays the Highlanders twice a year. They know how active the Highlanders like to be on the base paths. Turilli checks Bourne. Bourne is away. Ross, fly ball. Out of play down the left field line for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Graham Ross. 1 away here, bottom of the first. Highlanders looking to get revenge after the Crimson Tide took them down 5-4 earlier this year. Once again, Bourne just barely back as he was leaning a little bit towards second. Turilli checks Bourne. And took a little bit off that. Ross out ahead of it for the strike. That's 3, 2 away here in the bottom of the first inning. Noah Brown will come to the plate. Turilli looking to get out of this with Bourne at first. That one catches the outside against Brown for strike 1. 0-1 now the count to Noah. That's a fly ball, right field. Charging in, looking to make the play is Marshall, and he will. Good break on it by Marshall. That'll take care of the Highlanders in the bottom of the first. We move to the top of the second, scoreless at 0. We are back here at Trum Field as we start the top half of the second inning. It's the number 5, 6, and 7 batters for the Crimson Tide. Manuel Lara, Isaiah Goffigan, and Matt Turilli coming to the plate as they face off against Kevin Clark. Clark has some of the best stuff I've seen him have so far this season tonight. There's that fastball down low, ball 1 to Lara. Clark, a very good heavy fastball. That's in there for the called strike. That went right at the belt for Clark. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Lara. Fastball left that one outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Everett left a runner stranded at second base in the top of the first. That's well hit. Left center field. Ranging over is going to be Max Barish as he gets it on the roll. Fires it in, but off target as Manuel Lara into second base with the double to center field. So Everett, leadoff man on with the double. Brings up Isaiah Goffigan. Goffigan, the designated hitter for the Crimson Tide today. So runner in scoring position for Everett. Lara leads away. Clark fires it in there. Strike one. Had Goffigan mixed up on that one. Oh, 1 delivery, swung on and missed. Goffigan unable to catch up to that one. 0-2. Another fastball. Goffigan was able to just get a little bit of it, get it back into the screen. Keeps it 0-2. Lara leads away. That is just outside for ball 1 to Goffigan. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. That's in there for a called strike 3. Got that outside corner with the curveball. Second strikeout of the game for Kevin Clark. That'll bring up Matt Turilli, pitcher for the Crimson Tide. Lara leads away. That one's in there for a called strike. Oh and 1 now to Turilli. As Lara bouncing away from the bag. Turilli swings and misses. Can't catch up to that outside heat from Clark. 0-2. Now the count, 1 away. Runner on second. As Lara led off the inning with a well-hit double into the left center gap. Oh and 2 from Clark, swung on, missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Kevin Clark. That brings up the number 8 hitter, Albert Santana, the third baseman. As Clark trying to get out of the leadoff double situation. 2 away as Clark has blown down 2 Crimson Tide batters. Checks Lara. That's in there for called strike 1. Took just a little bit off that. Was able to catch that outside corner. Clark checks Lara at second. Step off the rubber for a moment and looking back. 2 away here, top half of the second inning. Lara led off with the double. Clark has struck out the next 2. This is a pop fly. Bourne ranging back, and he will make the play just out into the outfield grass. So Clark able to pitch around the leadoff double, strikes out 2. The pop-up gets the third. We go to the bottom of the second, tied at 0. We are back here at Trum Field for the bottom half of the second inning. Highlanders and Crimson Tide tied at 0s. Highlanders will have Jared Antonelli, Max Barish, and Colin Bourne. Numbers 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate to face off against Matt Turilli. Turilli's first offering to Antonelli in the dirt, ball 1. Highlanders got Ian Bourne on base in the first, left him stranded at first base, as that is in the dirt outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes now to Jared Antonelli. That is swung on and missed by Antonelli. Fastball on the outside there. Popped up, out of play by Antonelli. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Two offering from Torilli. In the dirt, swung on, could not hold up. Ball comes down to first as Velasco throws it down to Gilbert to complete the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Torilli. Brings up Max Barish for the Highlanders. Barish, another lefty in the Highlander lineup. That's a chopper up the middle. Fielded at second by Vega, thrown over to first. Legged out, though, as Max Barish able to get down the line quickly and beat that throw from Vega. Infield single for Max. Highlanders got a little something going here with a runner on first. Brings up Colin Bourne as Max is away, leading away from first. Torilli fires over. Max easily back. As Barish takes his lead. Highlanders, as I always note, very aggressive on the base pass, high fly ball. Colin Bourne into center field, now right there. Able to make the play. 2 away here. In the bottom of the second, that'll bring up senior Pete Lounsbury, the catcher for the Highlanders. As Torilli catches the outside with the fastball. 0-1 now to Lounsbury. 2 away here, bottom half of the second. Highlanders have Max Barish at first, fired over by Torilli. Barish easily back in time. Torilli looks in, Barish is away. It's a foul ball. It's going to get all the way over into the Everett dugout. So the count moves to 0-2 on Lounsbury. Barish returning to first base. O2 delivery. It's a chopper to third. Misplayed, though, over there by Santana as it took a funny hop on him. And Lounsbury is safe at first. No throw from Santana. Highlanders have runners on first and second. 2 away here. Brady Roach will come to the plate. We'll call that an error on Santana at third. Highlanders now runners on first and second, 2 away. Brady Roach steps in. That is high and outside for ball 1 to Roach. That's fouled back. Count evens 1-1. 2 away here, bottom half of the second. Highlanders have runners on first and second. Looking to strike first here at Trum Field. That's in there for a called strike, catching the outside. And the attempted steal there by Barish, and he is caught at third base. So that will do it for the Highlanders as they leave 1 aboard. No score as we move to the 3rd inning here from Trum Field. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. We move to the 3rd inning as Everett will be bringing numbers 9, 1, and 2. Enrico Vega Omar Marshall and Alex Velasco coming to the plate to face off against Kevin Clark. As that is in there for a called strike. Clark looking very impressive today. Already 3 strikeouts through his 2 innings of work so far. That fastball left up high, but Vega went fishing. 0-2 is the count. That is a chopper. Fielded at second, fired over to first. Good dig by Bourne. As Roach's throw was down in the dirt, but Bourne able to dig it out and get the 4-3 put out for the Highlanders. 1 away. That'll turn the lineup over. Omar Marshall grounded out to the pitcher, Kevin Clark, back in the first inning. Beautiful day for baseball here at Trum Field. As that fastball is fouled back by Marshall. 0-1 the count. Marshall hit the high chopper that was fielded well by Kevin Clark coming off the mound. Able to get the out to start the game off. As that is in there for a strike from Clark. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Marshall. Delivery now coming from Kevin Clark. 1 away here, top half of the third. Scoreless tie thus far this game as Clark left that one up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now to Marshall. Half that fastball up high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count to Marshall. Clark looking like he might be trying to aim his pitches a little bit here against Marshall. Marshall, a very talented hitter. Have to handle him carefully. 2-2 delivery. There's the heater down low. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That's 4 Ks on the day for Kevin Clark. That'll bring up Alex Velasco. Velasco grounded to third base, a chopper that Antonelli came in, fired over to first. It was a little bit, the throw was a little down the line. Bourne came off the bag, but could not get the tag onto Velasco in time, holding on to it. So Velasco got the infield hit, 1 for 1 on the day. There's a nice fastball from Clark to start him off. 0-1 is the count. High heat swung on and missed by Velasco. 0-2 the count. Highlanders look for their first 1-2-3 inning of the day. That's a chopper. Lounsbury out quickly on it, but quickly called a foul. Count remains 0-2. Clark looking very good out on the mound today. Highlanders would love to get him some offense soon. If you can get through this third inning, the opportunity arises because the top of the order will come up. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 to Velasco. 1-2-3 go the Crimson Tide. And we go to the bottom of the third, tied at 0 here from Trum Field. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV, moving to the bottom half of the third. Brady Roach, then we go to the top of the Somerville lineup, Kevin Clark and Ian Bourne in this inning, as that one is in there for a called strike to Brady Roach. Roach came up with 2 men on in the bottom half of the second, but Max Barish was caught stealing third, so that ended the inning. Brady Broach with the opportunity again at the plate. This time nobody on the base paths leading off this inning. 1-1 is the count from Turilli. Is a fly ball out into right field. Settling underneath it, making the catch is Marshall. That'll turn the lineup over for the Highlanders. Brings up Kevin Clark. Clark on the mound today for the Highlanders. Has 5 strikeouts through 3 innings of work. 0 for 1 from the plate as he grounded out to third to lead off the game for the Highlanders. Clark has looked excellent on the mound. And a fly ball by Kevin. Settling underneath it is Marshall, and he makes the play. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of the third for the Highlanders. That brings up Ian Bourne. Bourne singled out into center field. Ground ball got past the second baseman Vega and was left stranded at first base in the first. 1 for 1 on the day is Ian Bourne. Is that one in there for a called strike right at the knees on the inside? Turilli rocks, delivers. Bourne, a long drive into center field over Lara's head. Bourne around second. He will head to third. As the relay comes in, Bourne stops at third. And that is a triple for Ian Bourne into the right center gap as Lara could not run that one down. Ian Bourne put a charge into that one. Highlanders now have the go-ahead run at third, 2 away. Graham Ross comes to the plate. Ross coming off his first career home run against Malden 4 days ago. Bourne stands at third after the long triple. Swing and missed by Ross. Turilli ramped up the velocity on that one. 0-1 the count now to Graham Ross. Turilli kicks, delivers, pop up by Ross. Out of play over here on the first base side. Ross now in the hole 0-2 with 2 away. Turilli kicks and delivers. Ross swings and misses in the dirt. They will throw down the first to Gilbert to complete the strikeout, and that will do it for the Highlanders. They threaten with the Ian Bourne triple, but can't get him home. We're still scoreless as we move to the 4th inning. We are back here at Trum Field, still tied at 2. As we move to the top half of the 4th inning, Everett will have coming to the plate numbers 3, 4, and 5, heart of their order. David Saya, Santana, and Manuel Lara will be coming to the plate. Saya struck out looking back in the first inning. He is 0-1 on the day. Kevin Clark on the mound for the Highlanders has 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings of work. But possibly more important than that, no walks for Kevin so far today. So I will knock on some wood after making that observation. But tremendous performance so far for Kevin Clark on the mound. As David Saya settles in. That one in the dirt, swung on and missed for strike 1. Ian Bourne cranked a shot into right center field in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. That could have been a home run in ballparks that have fences. Trum Field, of course, no fencing out in the outfield. So a triple was what Ian was held to. The lack of a fence could have cost the Highlanders a run there, as Bourne put a charge into it. That pitch was low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Saya. So we are still scoreless. And Saya out ahead of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count. Clark really has this Crimson Tide batting order off balance. He's changing velocity, but the most important thing I'm seeing is he's completing that follow through. That pitch is going on a downward slope not on an upward slope out of the strike zone. Is pushing that ball down. That is fouled off down here to the left hand, or I should say to the right hand side, as I was looking at it, to the left, first base side. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes to Saya. That one up high, fouled back into the screen. Good bat speed by Saya, able to catch up with that one. Count remains 1-2 to David Saya. Got Saya on a curveball his last time up, and that was a curveball there. Swung on and missed. Lounsbury hunts down the ball, fires it down to first, and Saya is disagreeing with that. Call made here when they check down to the field umpire on the strike on the curveball. So that will bring up Santana. Santana 0 for 1 on the day, as Nordevi flew out to center field to end the first inning. Another strikeout for Kevin Clark as he rang up Saya. Gives him 6 on the day so far. First pitch to Santana was a ball. That's a fly ball right center field. Noah Brown circling, settling, catching. Two away. So Highlanders look for their second straight 1-2-3 inning. Manuel Lara is who stands between the Highlanders and that. Manuel Lara led off the second inning with a line double out into right center field. Got really good contact against Clark. As that one's in there, called strike 1 to Lara. Lara was left stranded at second base after leading off with that double in the second. That one's outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Lara. Since Lara was able to get on base with that double, Clark has struck out 5 of the 7 batters he faced. As that one was a ball. 2 balls and a strike, I should say, to Lara. That's a line shot over the outstretched glove of Ian Bourne. Lara has a single and a double today. 2 for 2 on the day for Manuel. That will bring up Isaiah Goffigan. Lara will stand at first, Goffigan at the plate. Goffigan 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out looking back in the second inning. Lara leads away from first. And he is running. It's a high chopper. It's going to be a difficult play. Clark will field it, fire to first. Excellent play there for the Highlanders as they get out of the inning. Great play by Kevin Clark, ranging off of the mound over towards third, fired to first. Bourne finishes it off, and we move to the bottom of the 4th. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. So the Highlanders will bring to the plate numbers 4, 5, and 6. Heart of the order, Noah Brown, Jared Antonelli, and Max Barish here in the bottom half of the 4th. Scoreless here at Trum as Matt Turilli and Kevin Clark throwing some beauties out there. Turilli with 3 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. That's a fly ball out into right field. Marshall ranging over will make the play. As Brown is retired, his second straight fly out to right field. 0 for 2 on the day for Noah Brown. That will bring up Jared Antonelli. Antonelli struck out leading off the second inning. 0 for 1 on the day for Jared. Highlanders have gotten a great pitching performance so far from Kevin Clark, but have not been able to get anything on the board offensively, as Matt Turilli has pitched a beauty as well for the Crimson Tide. That one left up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Antonelli. Another note on both of these pitchers, neither one has walked anybody yet today. So a really good pitching performance on both sides as Antonelli, ground ball, spinning, goes back fair, fielded cleanly over at first by Gilbert. He will take it unassisted, and that will do it for the second out, bringing up Max Barish. Barish singled. Back in the second, was caught stealing third, I should say, to end the second inning. So that pitch in the dirt to Max. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count 2 away here, bottom half of the fourth. Everett looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Turilli leaves that one up high. Goes down 2-0 to Barish. Colin Bourne waits on deck. Bourne flew out. Well hit ball, but flew out to Lara in center field back in the second inning. Barish with a ground ball right at us again. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count. I'm going to start bringing a glove to these games. 2 away here, bottom of the fourth, scoreless tie. 2-1 delivery to Barish. It's in there to even it, 2-2 after the called strike. And Barish will swing and miss. Turilli took a little bit off it. And 1-2-3 go to the Highlanders in the bottom of the fourth. We move to the fifth, tied at 0s here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. As we have gone through 4 scoreless innings, we go to the top half of the fifth, bottom portion of the Crimson Tide lineup. Turilli, Santana, and Vega, as they will face off against Kevin Clark. Clark is spinning a beauty out there. 6 strikeouts through 4 innings of work. As that first pitch into Turilli hits Turilli. So Turilli will be on the hit by pitch. Just got away from Clark a little bit inside. So now Turilli stands at first. Second time that the Crimson Tide have had the leadoff man on, as they left Manuel Lara stranded at second base back in the second inning after he led off with a double. So Turilli on with the hit by pitch. That brings up Albert Santana. Santana popped out to first baseman Ian Bourne back in the second, 0 for 1 on the day. That one in there for a called strike to Santana. You can just see Clark out there on the mound, really reaching through, completing his windup, his delivery, his follow through. Gets that downward slope on that fastball. It's so hard to hit. As that one bunted back into the screen, Santana trying to give himself up there. But the velocity on that fastball just could not contain it. 0-2 now the count to Santana. As Everett looking to strike first blood here in the fifth. That's a ground ball towards second, fielded by Roche. He gets it over to Bourne at second base, getting the lead runner Turilli. Santana will be safe at first on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Enrico Vega. 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to the second baseman Roach back in the third. Ian Bourne made a nice dig on that play back in the third. Runner on first is Albert Santana as he leads away. Fired over. Santana's back in easily. That pitch is in there, called strike on the inside corner to Vega. As Clark checks Santana at first. Kicks and delivers. That's in there, called strike 2 outside to Vega. No balls, 2 strikes now to Enrico Vega. Omar Marshall waits on deck. Leadoff man as they are going to turn the roster over. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Vega. As Torillo got on, leading off, hit by a pitch. Was out on a fielder's choice. Santana now at first. And that is swung on, fouled back into the mitt. Strike 3. 7 strikeouts on the day for Kevin Clark. 2 away. As we turn the lineup over, Omar Marshall will come up. 0 for 2 on the day. He grounded back to Clark in the first, struck out in the third. Santana leads away from first. Clark checks him. 1 or 2 away, I should say, here in the top of the 5th. That pitch inside, a little low to Marshall, ball 1. Checks the runner. That's a fastball swung on and missed by Marshall. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Omar. Clark fires over. Back in time is Santana. He's leaning a little bit towards second. Able to get back in plenty of time, though. 2 away here, top half of the 5th. 1-1 count to leadoff man Omar Marshall. Santana is away from first, looking to steal. Chopper fired over by Antonelli, and they get Marshall on the 5-3 putout. Highlanders work around a leadoff hit by pitch. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 0s. We are back for the bottom half of the 5th inning. Score is tied 0-0. Bottom third of the order for the Highlanders coming up. Numbers 7, 8, and 9. Colin Bourne, Pete Lounsbury, and Brady Roach facing off against Matt Turilli. Turilli pitching very well, matching Kevin Clark. Turilli with 4 strikeouts on the day. Bourne swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 the count now to Colin. Colin flew out to center field 0 for 1 on the day. He hit the ball pretty well, but right at Manuel Lara in center field. That pitch in the dirt evens the count 1-1 to Colin Bourne. Highlanders have benefited from a great pitching performance by Kevin Clark, because that's a chopper to short. Firing across the diamond and getting him. Santana over to Gilbert. And that's the first out of the inning. Brings up Pete Lounsbury. Highlanders have had a great pitching performance from Kevin Clark. Clark has struck out 7 through 5 innings of work. He has not walked a single batter, but the Crimson Tide have had the answer in Matt Turilli on the mound, as Turilli has struck out 4 over 4 and a third, and has not walked anybody either. So good control, good pitching on both sides as Pete Lounsbury sets in. That pitch up high by Turilli. The only blemish for Kevin Clark was a hit batsman leading off the top of the 5th, as that catches the outside for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Lounsbury. 1 away here, bottom half of the 5th. Scoreless tie between the Crimson Tide and the Highlanders, as Lounsbury fouls that back into the screen. We have seen some great pitching today on both sides. That pitch, curveball in for strike 3, had Pete backing away. That's going to be strikeout number 5 for Matt Turilli. So he has struck out 1 Highlander per inning so far today. Brady Roach comes to the plate. Brady 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to right field back in the third. That is a pop-up third base side out of play. No balls and a strike now to Roach, as Turilli looking for his second straight 1-2-3 inning against the Highlanders. That one's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Brady Roach. Both pitchers have allowed 3 hits. That is a line shot into left field. Charging in and making the play is Saya. What a play out there by David Saya as the Highlanders go down 1-2-3. We will be back with the top half of the 6th, knotted at 0 here from Trum Field. We are back here at Trum Field, knotted at 0s. As we move to the 6th inning, top half of the 6th inning, it will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Crimson Tide coming to the plate as Alex Velasco, David Saya, and Nordevi Santana will be coming to the plate, as that is another hit batsman, as Velasco, who's had a rough day so far. He was dinged up a little bit on his first at bat as the sweep tag from Bourne got him in the head earlier. This time Velasco hit by the pitch. Second hit batsman. Michelle Kelly out checking on Velasco. He says he's fine. Heads on down to first. So Alex Velasco now at first. This is the 3rd time this game, 2nd inning in a row, that the Crimson Tide have had their leadoff man on. It's Michelle Kelly checking in with Velasco. Thumbs up from Velasco. Says he's fine. Crimson Tide leadoff runner on, 2nd inning in a row. 3rd time today they've had the leadoff runner on. Clark has been able to work around those. 7 strikeouts through 5, only 3 hits allowed. 5 base runners have been allowed by Clark. No walks, 2 hits batsman. It's Velasco. Oh my goodness gracious, another hit batsman, and that time it's David Saya, as that one got away from Kevin Clark as well. Clark has been pinpoint control so far today, but struggling here, 2 hit batsmen to start off the top of the 6th. As Velasco and Saya now on, that brings up Nordevi Santana. Santana has made some good contact. He's flown out to center and flown out to right as he settles in with 2 runners on, nobody out. As that pitch is left up high by Clark. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Now the count to Santana. As Clark has put himself in a hole. 2 hit batsmen to start off this inning. That's a chopper towards third. Shortstop Bourne will field it. Fires over to first. And Ian with the stretch. And we have no call from the umpires. Both runners advanced to 2nd and 3rd. From my vantage point, it looked like Ian kept his foot on the bag. And it was an out, and it is. Good play there by Colin Bourne to get the base runner at first. But on that play, Saya and Velasco advance. So Velasco at 3rd, Saya at 2nd, 2 runners in scoring position. And now they're going to give him first base, as they're going to say he was off the bag. Or no, they're going to walk Laura. My bad. Sorry about that. Intentional walk to Laura, who was 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single, both well hit. So now the bases are filled with Everett Crimson Tide as Isaiah Goffigan comes up in a scoreless game, top of the 6th. One away. Kevin Clark hit the first 2 to start this inning out. They've walked Laura as he is 2 for 2 on the day. Great pitch by Clark to start off Goffigan. Goffigan 0 for 2 on the day, struck out looking in the second. Grounded back to Clark in the third. Or fourth, I should say, as that one fouled off out of play here on the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Goffigan. As Kevin Clark trying to work a little magic trick, get out of this problem as he hit the first 2 members of the Crimson Tide. Then they walked Lara after the ground out to short by Santana. 1 away, bases loaded, scoreless tie. Strike 3 called. Kevin Clark took a little bit off it, put it right by Goffigan, and now there's 2 away. As Clark is 1 out away from getting out of this trouble, Matt Turilli comes to the plate. Turilli was hit by a pitch last inning, was left stranded, or I should say was out on a fielder's choice, trying to advance to second. Bases full, scoreless tie. 2 away, that pitch stays outside for ball 1 to Turilli. Turilli also struck out, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. So he struck out back in the second. Clark kicks, delivers, fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Matt Turilli. Scoreless tie here, top half of the 6th. Kevin Clark hit the first 2 batters he faced this inning. Then they walked Manuel Lara, who was 2 for 2 on the day. Bases are full, but 2 are away, as that is strike 2. Kevin Clark 1 strike away from getting out of this situation. 1 and 2 is the count. That is swung on and missed. Strike 3, and the Highlanders are out of the trouble in the 6th. We go to the bottom half, tied at 0s here from Trum Field. We are back here on Somerville Ed TV from Trum Field. We got a humdinger going on here as we are scoreless going to the bottom of the 6th between the Crimson Tide of Everett and the Highlanders. Highlanders have the top of the order coming up. Kevin Clark, Ian Bourne, and Graham Ross to face off against Matt Turilli. Turilli has been terrific with 5 strikeouts through 5 innings, no walks, as that's in there for a called strike to Kevin Clark. Turilli has allowed only 3 hits. 2 of those hits, though, have come to the man on deck right now, Ian Bourne. So that one's in the dirt. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Kevin Clark. Clark 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to right field, back in the 3rd, and grounded to 3rd in the 1st. That one inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Kevin Clark. Clark, the Highlander pitcher, has been phenomenal as well, as that is a hot shot towards short, bobbled a little bit by Santana, fires it across and gets him just in time. As Santana stuck with that one, was able to fire it across the diamond. Good stretch by Gilbert, and they get Clark on the 6-3 putout. 1 away now. So Highlanders will bring up Ian Bourne. Bourne 2 for 2 on the day. He singled into right center back in the 1st. He tripled way out to right center in the 3rd. So that pitch is outside for a ball. I contend that triple in the 3rd could have been a home run if there were a home run wall here at Trum. As that one swung on and missed by Bourne. 1 and 1 the count now to Ian. Scoreless tie here, 1 away, bottom of the 6th. Humdinger going on. So that one's fouled back into the screen. Turilli has been terrific out there on the mound. Kevin Clark has matched him. As they both are putting up 0s, both have allowed only 3 hits. 1-2 0-2 delivery to Bourne, swung on and missed in the dirt. They will fire it down to complete the strikeout. And that'll bring up Graham Ross with 2 away here in the bottom half of the 6th. Highlanders have gone down 1-2-3 in the 4th and the 5th innings. And danger of going down 1-2-3 here in the 6th as well, as Torelli has really settled in. First pitch to Ross is in there for a called strike. That's fouled off. Strike 2, 0-2 now the count to Graham Ross. Ross 0 for 2 on the day, has struck out twice. And that is called strike 3 as Torelli rings up 2 more Highlanders in the inning. 1-2-3 go the Highlanders. We go to the top of the 7th, tied at 0 here from Trum. We are back here at Trum Field. The sun is setting. Everett and Somerville tied at 0 as we move to the 7th inning, as Everett will have numbers 8, 9, and 1 coming to the plate as Albert Santana will come up. He is 0 for 1 on the day, or 0 for 2 on the day, I should say, with a pop out to first and a fielder's choice where he was stranded at first. So that one's fouled out of play by Santana. Highlanders led by Kevin Clark on the mound. He has been absolutely tremendous tonight, as that one left up high, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Struggled slightly with the control over the past couple innings as he's hit 3 different members of the Crimson Tide, as that is strike 2 to Santana. Took a little bit off that pitch. You can see that Clark really is locating his pitches very well today, as that is the heater, swung on and missed by Santana. Second straight time today that Kevin Clark has struck out 3 straight, and that brings his strikeout total, I believe, to 9 for the game thus far. Let me double check. That is 10, actually, 10. 10 strikeouts, as Enrico Vega will come to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day is Vega with a strikeout and a ground out. That one is called strike 1. Clark now with 10 strikeouts on the day, only allowing 3 hits. Swung on and missed by Vega as he swung at the high heat. 0-2 now the count. That one just outside, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Enrico Vega. Omar Marshall waits on deck. That one's a pop-up off the handle. Brady Roach will take care of it easily. That'll turn the lineup over, and Omar Marshall will come to the plate. Marshall 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Scoreless tie here in the top half of the 7th inning. Kevin Clark has done the job out on the mound for the Highlanders, striking out 10 so far today, as that pitch is down low for ball 1. I've seen Kevin a couple times this season. I believe the 3rd start I've seen for Kevin, possibly the 4th. This is the best I've seen him pitch all year, as that is in there for a strike. Swing and a miss by Marshall. You can see he's got that velocity, really high velocity, bringing in that heavy fastball, but he's also dropping a little bit of velocity. That's a grounder to Roach. Fires to first, 4-3 put out. 1, 2, 3 go to the Crimson Tide. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Highlanders need to get a run across to get the win. Tied up at 0 here at Trum. We are back here at Trum Field. We move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 0-0 is your score. We are watching some gems out here being pitched. Matt Terilli on the mound for the Crimson Tide. Kevin Clark on the mound for the Highlanders. Leading off for the Highlanders this inning is Noah Brown as that goes deep into the hole, and Noah's going to leg it out as he leads off with the 4th Highlander hit of the day. Noah Brown now 1 for 3 on the day as he hit that one deep into the hole. Santana was able to field it deep in that hole but could not fire it out in enough time. So the Highlanders for the first time today have their leadoff man on. Jared Antonelli comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout and a ground out. Noah Brown, the winning run is at first for the Highlanders. And Antonelli looking for the bunt, fouls it back. Jared looking for the sacrifice there to really ratcheting up the velocity on that high heater, making it difficult to lay down a bunt. Scoreless tie here. Terilli has been tremendous. He has 7 strikeouts through 6 innings of work, but the Highlanders have their leadoff man on first, Noah Brown. So he singled to lead off this inning. Antonelli with the bunt down to third base. That is booted by Santana. Everybody is safe as Santana was trying to make an aggressive play on that ball. It looked like he was going to try to fire it to second to maybe get Brown. Tried to sneak a look. Took his eye off the ball for a second, and that's all it needed as it got by him. Jared Antonelli stands at first. Noah Brown, the winning run, stands at second, and Max Barish will come to the plate for the Highlanders. The Crimson Tide will have a meeting on the mound as we are in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Highlanders looking for a measure of revenge as they lost 5-4 earlier this year to this Crimson Tide team over in Everett. Another one of those tough luck losses as Ian Bourne had a tremendous game, striking out 10 that day, only allowing 2 runs, but ended up the Highlanders losing that game 5-4. Highlanders looking to put one into the win column today. There's nobody out. Noah Brown led off this inning with a single. Jared Antonelli followed it up with what was going to be a sacrifice bunt, but an error by the third baseman results in 2 Highlanders on and nobody out for Max Barish. Barish 1 for 2 on the day. Everybody is not running. Held up there. Barish pulled back as well as that pitch was up high. So ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Max Barish. Barish legged out an infield single for his hit, as that's a high chopping bunt, beautiful sacrifice, and it won't even be a sacrifice as a perfect bunt laid down by Max Barish for his 2nd hit of the day, and the bases are filled with Highlanders, nobody away, bottom of the 7th in a scoreless tie. Everett bringing their outfield in, bringing their infield in. Colin Bourne will come to the plate for the Highlanders. Young freshman Bourne 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center, made good contact on that one. Grounded out to third, or short, I should say, as well. Bases filled with Highlanders. Bourne swings away at the first offering. Fouls it back into the screen. Terilli has been tremendous throughout this game. Highlanders putting something together here, bottom of the 7th. Nobody out, bases full. 0-1 offering to Bourne. Swung on and missed by Colin. Terilli took a little bit off of it. Colin was out ahead of it. 0-2 now the count to Bourne. As that's a pop-up, it's going to drop in just on the outfield grass. Game-winning RBI single for Colin Bourne as Brown comes in to score after leading off with the single. And the Highlanders win this one by the score of 1-0 on the walk-off single by Colin Bourne. Cannot talk about how well Kevin Clark did today enough. Kevin Clark was tremendous on the mound today as he had 10 strikeouts. Let me double check that one very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 strikeouts through 7 innings of work, a complete game for Kevin Clark. 3-hitter, allowed 6 base runners as he did hit 3 batsmen, but he did not walk anybody. Just a tremendous effort out there by Kevin Clark. Colin Bourne with the base-winning RBI single in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to do it for us here from Trum Field. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Great day of baseball here from Trum as the Highlanders get the important GBL victory, moving their record to 7-8 on the season. I'm Todd Harmon. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, Bill Trudell, getting a little bit of danger pay today from the foul balls on camera, as well as Joe Constantine on production. Thank you very much for watching, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.